In today's trail bike ride, we take the cheap YD100 build to its limits, riding through some boggy mud trails and toughing out some heavy rainstorms. We eventually did have a breakdown. Stay tuned to the end of the video to watch the diagnosis and find out exactly what it was.
What kind of snake you think that is, guys? It's gotta be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5.5 feet long. Yeah, it's about 5.5. You have fun doing whatever you do. Yeah, everything's just so coated with mud. Mud is hell on these bikes. I'm really surprised that the bike actually still sounds pretty smooth just pedaling.
Got some hail.
Guess we just gonna have to wait a little bit, huh, bud? Release the hound. Come on, buddy. Attaboy. So last week, in honor of our first Patreon, we beat the crap out of this bike. we took it through some trails and just full throttled bogged through the mud. It was great, a lot of fun, and the bike made it home alive. It was a pretty long trip too. Question now is everything still okay? So we're gonna find out. Basically all I did was take it home, wash it off, and then spray it down with WD-40 to keep the rust at bay. And it's looking like the chain ain't really collected any new rust. Bike chain looks all right. I think we're good. If you guys ever use one of these backup fuel bottles, I recommend only filling it up for your trip and then empty it out after your trip, because there's a gasket here, which this isn't vented, so if it gets over pressurized it can blow out that gasket, spill this all over the place. So don't leave these full when you're not using them. After that last ride, we no longer have front suspension. It pretty much just said, nope, I'm done. But the good news is the fork hasn't blown out, so I can keep using it. So basically we've got a cheap bike with no suspension, a YD100 on it. He's ready to run. Let's see if we can get her started. Some great news, guys. My boss called this morning and the mill is firing back up. I'm going back to work Monday. I got my job back. Now, I don't know if any economic nightmares due to this whole thing are going to pop up in the near future, but at least for now, we're good. So, videos should be popping up every Friday again, just like usual. There might be a month of limbo while I get the whole job thing lined back out, because that was 2 weeks of no pay. I haven't gotten any unemployment yet, so things are still a bit tight. But anyways, yeah guys, we're good. We should be back on track. I'll keep you updated if anything changes. That's what I got so far. Anyways, with the good news out of the way, guys, could you believe this bullcrap? This 60-mile rail trail that nobody's ever on, they tried to close it because of the coronavirus. I'm serious. I went to one of my usual parking spots and they had closed signs on the trail entrance. It wasn't gated or anything, and it's just a little piece of paper. I mean, how stupid is that? What, are the trees infected? Am I gonna spread corona to all this grass? Starting to rain. That was a bit deeper than I thought. Ah, good. Red mud. This is as far as my dad and I made it during our 30-mile adventure. Found out the hard way a while back that you start to build up this red mud on your tire, the chain will grab it, suck it up, and can pop it off the sprocket, among other things. I rode up to that tree once on my dual sport. I'm sure I could do it on this bike too. I was just about to say let's go right up to it, but I don't think being up on that hill next to the tallest tree is a good idea right now. Come on, bud, let's see if we can push down this trail a bit more. I need to get some of this mud off my bike though. Well, buddy, we're getting rained on. Man, I love this weather. Oh, the damn bike fell over. Stupid kickstand. Good. Is this cool, buddy? You like being out here getting all wet? Well, sorry guys, there's not much I can do about water on the camera. I'm surprised Henry didn't see it. Well, it's hard to see stuff when you're running. Look at this little guy. It's a turtle. Hey, birdie. Get a little turtle. It's been a while since I've seen a turtle. Now, maybe 2 or 3 years. These suckers blend in really well. He ain't coming out to say hi though. He's a little guy. Well, he ain't coming out. I'll put him on the side so we don't get run over. As soon as we got right there, the motor died. I don't know why, but we're gonna try and find out. Ever since it fell over when we stopped, it wasn't idling, and it felt like it was lacking performance. Like it definitely wasn't all there. So let's see what happened. Henry had fun, and I got a treat for you. Yes, I got a puppy treat. I got a puppy treat. Oh, now he's excited. Oh, you good boy. Enjoy, buddy.
The fix for this problem was quite easy, and it's a problem I've had in the past. Although at the time, it was a bit of a surprise because I didn't expect this particular part to fail so quickly. We'll get into that in a moment. I got incredibly lucky in the fact that the motor died literally about 100 feet from the car. And although I had all the tools to fix the issue in my backpack, because I didn't know what the issue was at the time, I decided to do only a few diagnostics in the field before taking it home, letting it dry off overnight, and working on it the next day. I wasn't ruling water out as a possibility. I've had issues with water in the past riding through heavy rain like this, but it's always been carburetor related. I've never actually had an electrical part fail due to water damage. But this was heavy rain and we were riding out there for quite a while, so I went ahead and drained the magneto compartment just in case. Now, after you saw my last video, you know that the magneto is pretty impervious to water damage, but it can lose some performance if that compartment gets flooded. Well, there wasn't very much water in it, just a few drops, but I figured we might as well go ahead and drain that anyways. Next, I suspected that the carburetor had water in the float bowl, or that when it fell over, gunk in the bottom of the float bowl might have clogged the jet. So to try the first issue, we went ahead and drained the float and then filled it with fresh gas. That didn't work, so we moved on to the next step. Once we got home, we tried some starting fluid. Starting fluid is a really quick and easy way to find out if it's an ignition problem or a fuel delivery problem. And it wouldn't flight with starting fluid, so we knew we had something going on with the ignition. We next tested the CDI. I've never tested a CDI for water resistance, only the magneto, so I figured if this one wasn't sealed properly, water could have slowly creeped down into it, causing us to lose power until it inevitably died. Well, that wasn't it either. I also decided to disconnect the kill switch. The kill switch shorts the circuit, so removing it from the equation will actually still allow the motor to run, and if it is a problem, then you've eliminated that possibility. I was absolutely certain the magneto was not the problem, but I will admit I was getting a little worried at this point that I might have to take back a lot of what I said about the magneto's water resistance. If you saw the last video where we literally hit one with a garden hose while the engine was running and then drove it through a thunderstorm with no cover, they're pretty impervious to water, but that's not to say you can't get a lemon that just randomly dies. So we went ahead and moved on to the spark plug before the magneto, obviously. Spark plug is one of the first things you should test, but I didn't expect it to be a problem because this was a brand new NGK, only ridden about 100 miles. Well, turns out it was the spark plug. I'm not quite sure how, and I don't know if the drop had anything to do with it, but it could have simply died from motor vibration or the severe temperature difference between the cold rain and the hot motor. Honestly, I don't know. But this is the second time I've had a spark plug just randomly die on me. A brand new build, back when I made the Path Dragon, the spark plug ran for about 2 trips and then just died. And in this case, this spark plug ran with great performance until it just died. I'm not really sure how, but these things happen. see if the Pap Dragon fires up after running through the rain, getting drowned, and then sitting out for 2 or 3 days, getting rained on some more. No cover on the magneto.